Well, good evening, folks. Welcome to the More Summer 2020 Adventures Day 51. It's August the 15th, 2020. And before I get started, I want to give a big shout out to my oldest son, Randy. Happy birthday, son. You done good. Folks, for you don't know, he's retired senior chief from the Navy, and he's now going to nursing school to be a nurse like his wife is. Okay, and they're both working in COVID units, so a big shout out to them. And son, we're proud of you. Lynn, we love you and proud of you too, hon. Okay, folks, today was a good drive, a little over 3 hours, almost 4. We went ahead and went west on channel. Okay, back home it's channel 12. Okay, excuse me. We went west on Highway 12. Through Ranley and some other small towns, and I tried to keep the name tags on the pictures that I kept, okay, and the different lakes and rivers and whatnot. But we went west on 12, picked up I-5, Interstate 5, took that north to Olympia, and then we picked up Highway 101 and followed it up. A lot of the pictures you're going to see with the large lakes, and it seems like there's a lot of them. Well, folks, Hood Canal is a large body of water. Okay, so there's a lot of them there, plus the different little bergs and stuff along the banks of the Hood Canal. But we are in Gilgal RV Park in Sequim, Washington. All right, this will be our residence for the next 10 days. This is where my wife's family reunion is going to be next weekend, and it just so happened that the way the plans came out, we got here, a week early. Okay, so but her mother and some of her brothers will be coming in Wednesday, so she's here early to help her aunt and her mother get things put together. All right, I've got some pictures tonight of the campground. It's a very nice campground. I mean, you're close, but you're not. I mean, we're nowhere near as close as we were last night. Okay, and most of the park is asphalt. The sites are very level. I put the levelers down just to give me some stability. All right, to put the slide out and all that. And there's grass. Every spot has got a little grass section there, and nice little patio. Like okay, there's my grass. Okay, all right. Of course, there's my flags. Let me see. Am I doing this right? All right, there's my flags. There's the grass. Nice little concrete area with the picnic table. Hope I'm not making y'all dizzy. All right, nice little picnic table there, and of course there's the right over there, bathhouse, conference room, and the office. So, and let you know, folks, we added some here to the calendar to some of you who have seen it before. We have added on this trip New Mexico, Nevada, Idaho, Oregon, Washington. We also added Tennessee and Alabama. Okay, so bringing you up to date. We're going to fill in some more as we go back. All right, but we are now as far west as we're going to go as far as with the RV. Of course, one of the big things that a lot of tourists, ourselves included, want to do is go over to Victoria Island in Canada. But two things are stopping us. One, we don't have passports, and our ID cards ain't no good no more because you have to have a passport. Okay, used to be, you show your ID card, you can come back in the country, but now you have to have a passport to go in, or to go into Canada, and to get out of Canada and come back into the U.S. All right, and two, hey, the Canadian border is still closed for COVID, so we wouldn't be able to go even if we did have our passports. But it's if you get a chance, you come over this way. That is definitely, and the Burchard Gardens is a must. All right, they are some of the most beautiful gardens I have ever seen in my life, and I've been around the world, folks. Not that I was looking at gardens when I was around the world. Okay, sometimes it was, with a pack and a helmet on, but and a weapon on my side. But yeah, Victoria island, beautiful little island, and it's, of course, it's part of British Columbia. So, but if you get a chance, you definitely want to go see it. All right. Like I said, we're going to be here for about 10 days. Pictures today are from the Cascade Peaks Family Campground between Packwood and Randley. It was right in the middle. I told you that last night. So some of the pictures are on 12. Not a whole lot on I-5. A couple, but not really a whole lot. And then on 101 on here into Sequim, Washington. Tomorrow will be, of course, going to church, and then probably doing some sightseeing around town and whatnot. I don't really know what all she has planned. I told her for the next 10 days she's in charge. I got her here. This is her gig now. So we'll see what she has in mind. There are some things I want to do to the RV. The factory brackets that hold the drawers. I've had 3 of those break now. I've already replaced 2, but I've had 3 that's broke now. So I went to Lowe's while we were in the Tri-Cities area and got some new clasps. So I'm going to be putting those on while we're here. My spare tire carrier that I ordered came in. Actually, it came in 2 days. We ordered it on Tuesday, and my wife got a message from her aunt from here that it had arrived on Thursday, and it was supposed to take 10 to 14 days, and it got here in 2 days. So, and that's, as you know, a lot of Class C's, or even A's, I guess, for that matter, they no longer have spare tires. All right. And one of the things that I learned last August, up at that FMCA rally in Minot, North Dakota, was, this guy designed a spare tire carrier because now, and I did, go to the tire shop and get you a safe but used rim, get a good tire for a spare tire, and put it on your RV. Well, mine's been in the back of the Jeep until tomorrow. Well, actually, it's over there underneath the RV right now because the spare tire carrier came in. And what it does, folks, even if you do have a blowout and you can't change the tire on the road, okay, when you call your insurance company or your AAA or your Good Sam or whomever you use for road assistance, you can tell them, I already have a spare tire. I just need someone to come out and change it. All right. They will save you the cost of having to buy interstate or highway prices on a rim and a tire. Okay. Because you've already got it. All they got to do is come out and switch it out for you. Okay. It's going to save you a lot of headache. And that's exactly why I got this spare tire carrier. It fits right on the back of the RV into the Reese's hitch, and then my tow bar fits right into it. So, they just extended my tow bar about 2 feet. That's all it's done. And now I've got a spare tire for my RV, and I ain't got to worry about it. Of course, I've had it. Okay, it's in the back of the Jeep, but now it won't be in the back of my Jeep, tearing my Jeep up. But we got that done. So that came in. I got it over here. In fact, the carrier is in the Jeep. I'm gonna have to get it out tomorrow after church and put it together. But all of that, we really had a good trip today. The road 101 at times will be a little narrow. You have a lot of 35 and 40 mile an hour speed limit areas going through the little towns, which is all good. Safety first, okay, folks? And you've got, we didn't see any today crossing the road. We saw the kids, but we didn't see any crossing the road. But sometimes you've got families that's got kids, and the kids, they get excited about the water or going to get the ice cream across the road or whatever, and they're not looking for the traffic, especially an RV coming down the road at 45, 50 mile an hour. So, they've got 35, 40, 45 mile an hour speed limits in some of these towns, and rightfully so. I applaud that, absolutely. But it was a slow drive, but it was a pretty drive. As I say, sometimes some of the roads were a little narrow, and some of the bridge were even a little narrower. But we made it through. There's plenty of places to pull over. They've got signs posted that if you are holding back more than 5 vehicles, then you have to pull over. So that's what they've done there. And they got plenty of spots to pull on over. But having said all that, folks, it's getting darker, and we're getting some people out walking around. So, today's scripture, Philippians 4:9, the things which you learned and received and learned and saw in me, these do, and the God of peace will be with you. Now let me reread that. The things which you learned and received and heard and saw in me. Now this is Paul writing to the church at Philippi. These do, and the God of peace will be with you. All right, Philippians 4:9. Now the shorter version is whatever you've learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put into practice, and the God of peace will be with you. All right? How about that? Whatever you've learned, received, or heard in me, put into practice, and the God of peace will be with you. Folks, as Christians, as believers, we're supposed to be Christ-like. We're supposed to walk that path that he walked. All right? Now, are we always successful? No. And that's why we have salvation. And that's why we have a redeeming, a God that's faithful and full of grace and mercy and will forgive us every day. All right? But doesn't mean we're to try to be right and try to do the things that are good in God's eyes, okay? It kind of goes back to what we had, I talked about some of the first lessons we have, about loving your neighbor and being Christ-like and being kind to them, regardless of whom or what they are, okay? Oh, how about that? Even the ones that have offended you, be kind to them, all right? That's what God says, That's what Christ said. And that's what Paul is telling the church, is that, as Christians, followers of Christ, we are to be Christ-like, and that's what he would have done, okay? Put into practice what you've seen me do. Put into practice that Christian love. And almost every one of Paul's letters to whatever church he was writing to, whether it's to Timothy, Ephesus, the Philippine, church at Philippi, Colossians, it doesn't matter. Almost every, especially Colossians, almost every letter he ever wrote, he speaks of love and God's mercy and God's grace and doing what Christ taught us to do. Hey, y'all be blessed. I hope you have a good day tomorrow at church, whatever church you may go to, whether in person or online or listen to it on the TV, whatever. Okay, God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.